Pregame thoughts, Padres and the Tigers. Interesting news. Made me, want to just watch the game right now. Like I don't want to wait till 3:40 for this game today. Fernando Tatis Jr. He is back. For some reason, the lineup is not up right now on MLB.com, but the Tigers lineup is up, and you'll see it there. Meadows, Green, Vierling, Carpenter, Keith, Torkelson, Josh Young, Sweeney, and then Rogers. So the good thing in this series for the Padres, they don't have to go face Tarek Skubal, who has been one of the best pitchers in baseball. We've got Joe Musgrove on the mound, and since he has come back, he has been pitching pretty darn well. That last start in St. Louis, those are tough conditions to pitch in. The other outings, though, he's been, outperforming expectations or at least meeting expectations because we have high expectations for him. So I'm feeling good going into today's game. And I do have the Padres lineup for you. With Fernando coming back, which was announced earlier this morning from Kevin Acee, he had that first. I was surprised when I first saw that news. I was not expecting Fernando to be back today. I was thinking, okay, maybe the Giants series, right? The second series of this homestand. But for him to be back today, it's a jolt of energy. Padres being back home, holiday, 3:40 game, and Tatis is back. And him being back, it allows for other guys to have a day off, and then there's a day off tomorrow. So, 18 games in 18 days, with the different time zones and all that, that's tough. And Profar is playing every day. So for him to get a day off today, and he can get a day off tomorrow as well, Crony isn't in the lineup. It's something that is needed. Fans, I've seen some in the replies like, why? Why are they out? And it's like, well, they're using the double off day. And remember, the Padres, they're in a good spot in the postseason. What matters the most is they get in and you have your guys healthy and they are ready to go come postseason time. You don't need to be overtaxing guys, especially when I know you don't want to underestimate any opponent, but you're getting Fernando back. There's other guys in the lineup that are playing well. You have Musgrove on the mound. I think that sets up, it gives you a good chance, even without those guys, to go win. It's not like you're facing one of the best teams in baseball. Tatis isn't in the lineup. These other guys are slumping, you know? So that's how I feel about it. Arise, he's leading off DHing. Tatis is in right. Solano is at first. Manny's at third. Bogart's at second. Merrill in center. Peralta in left. Higgy is back catching. So good that he's feeling well. And then Mason McCoy is at short. Again, Joe Musgrove is on the mound. And with Tatis, I don't think we get the best sense of what the lineup looks like because there's no Crony, there's no Profar in this. But I wouldn't be surprised to see Tatis hit second. And you could go with Arise leading off, then Tatis, and then you could go Profar in the 3. And then you go Manny, and then maybe you go Crony in the 5, or you go Bogarts in the 5. And you could go, so if you have, if you have Profar, let's say he's a lefty, righty's on the mound, he's a lefty. You have a lefty in the 1, you have a lefty in the 3, you have then a lefty in the 7 if you want to keep Manny, Bogarts, and Merrill's a lefty as well. You have a 6-7 lefty there. So the lefties my point is, like, they would be spread out if you do that. Like, this is an opportunity for those that don't want Jake hitting third in the order. You can have Profar hit third in the order. This could be the chance where we see Cronenworth go down more in the order. But, I mean, Crony, he's having a bounce-back season. And he's someone that I believe in big situations in the postseason. So that could be a really, Merrill hitting 6th. That's obviously been key for the Padres because he has guys in front of him. And that's a pretty darn good spot to be hitting in this Padres lineup. And so Crony, if he does indeed go down, in the future, I don't think that's like necessarily a slight. I think it just means Tatis is back. You're going to have Arise, the contact guy, leading off. You want to balance out the lefties, have lefties all throughout the order. It makes that bottom of the order better for sure. It's not like Crony is doing what he was doing last year, right? It's a different guy. So that's my thoughts on that. Underdog Fantasy with some picks for today. Tatis, the options for him. Half home run higher, 2.92 times your money on that one single pick there. You have to do a couple. By the way, there is a special going on right now with Travis Kelsey. I believe half a catch or half a yard. Let me go look at that. Half total yards for next Thursday, the opener against Baltimore. So you could go with that. There's that special. Um, Underdog Fantasy, they have a bunch of specials that they do, I mean, year round. So take advantage of that. Again, first time Underdog users, just use code Talking Friars. You can click that link in the description. You'll get a 50% deposit match up to $1,000. You can claim a special pick. And so back to Tatis. So 1.5 total bases higher. That's an option. 1.5 hits, runs, RBI. That's an option higher. Um, Tatis, if I remember correctly, he homers a lot on like the game that he returns. So might want to do that. Might want to, you could get paid some good money there if you hit that one. Half stolen bases higher. That's an option. There's a couple lowers, but I'm optimistic today. I don't even want to mention those. But I mean, Tatis coming back, obviously, it's a big impact to this team. Not just like David Peralta, yes, and he's in left field today, by the way, obviously, with Profar not being in there. He has, and I was talking about this earlier this morning on the show. Peralta has done great filling in for Fernando, but Fernando just brings something different, right? The athleticism, the speed. Now, I do wonder what he's going to look like because he did mention to the media today in the clubhouse before this game that he's not 100%. And we knew that going into this, but I just wonder, are there going to be limitations? Are we going to see limitations physically with how he's running, or is he going to grimace at all? He's been cleared by the doctors, or else he wouldn't be doing this. So I hope not, but that's obviously something to look at. And then just not for today, but in the future. There's off day tomorrow, but are they going to give him, 3 days in a row, then an off day? Are they going to play him 7 days in a row if that is what the schedule looks like at some point, or 6 days in a row, 5 days in a row? Is it going to be 5 days in a row and right? Or is it going to be, 2 days and then a DH day, 2 days and then a DH day? Because you'd like to use the DH on someone like Luis Ariz, because you probably don't want him playing first base every day. And you're going to have Crony obviously playing first with Bogey at second. They could have Bogarts play short, but that topic has already been addressed where he's going to be playing shortstop in limited situations. It's Mason McCoy until Ha-Seong Kim comes back, pretty much. So those are just some things to look at there, pay attention to, keep an eye on going into the future. But yeah, Tatis back. Every reliever should be available today because no one threw more than 21 pitches yesterday. There's a day off tomorrow. They could go back-to-back days if they need it. Morahone, Hoeing, Matsui, Peralta, Cosgrove, those guys are well rested. So we'll see if those guys, Jacob, Peralta, Cosgrove, they obviously were called up yesterday. We'll see if those guys get into the game today. We'll see if we get an Elias Diaz appearance at all. But yeah, should be a fun one. 340. Fernando is back. I wouldn't be surprised to see him play a big role in today's game.